I'm just like, stop calling me. Like, so I'd rather just people not have another avenue to ask me a bunch of questions. And it's like, it's never good stuff. It's always just like really basic, just messages. Like, why are you even asking this? You're just making life more trivial.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Those type of questions.
I couldn't do it, man. How do you, like, how often do you work, man?
I do it right now. Like,
I don't ever see you.
I know. Well, I mean, it's like I work and I got my kids, so it's like find that balance. But
all right, you're full time with your kid?
Yeah.
Nice.
So like me and her mom, we split the time straight down the middle.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I have my daughter like certain days throughout the week, and then she has her the other days. So
okay.
I'm not working.
So you're not gonna have her tomorrow then?
Nope.
So it's good for the fights.
Man, hell yeah! I was like, shit. I have to play everything.
Right. I've been excited. I've been thinking about this shit for a little while. Like, it was a fantasy match for a while, but this McGregor match is gonna be great.
Man, this should happen, right, a long time ago. And I was gonna answer all those questions. Like, all right,
yeah,
those are the number one.
Yeah, dude, there's like 3 champions in that division. You got fucking Tony Ferguson, Khabib, and you got McGregor. You know, I be he hasn't defended or fought for like 2 fucking years in the UFC. You know, so I mean, there's no mandatory champion. Like, you can't. I mean, no mandatory fights. Like in boxing, like they have mandatory opponents. You have to face a certain person from a rank in the rankings in a certain amount of time to even retain your belt. They'll strip you of that shit if you don't defend it.
But I think they're just much more structured with the experience and, I mean, their history. Like, they know how to do these things in the right way. I mean, sure, some of those matches might be a little rigged, but you know, as far as with the UFC, it's mostly entertainment oriented.
Yeah.
So they need to be able to make very favorable, popular matchups to meet with a certain amount of income.
Yeah. No, at the same time, it's not that much of a sport. No, if the ranking systems don't qualify,
that's right. They should just have Vince McMahon coming to take over. It's entertainment.
It's entertainment.
They wouldn't have like scripts and shit. Like, oh, my wife is now the general manager of the UFC.
You gotta remember that shit was entertaining.
And she fucked my opponent.
You watch the press conference with Khabib and fucking Conor? Like,
no, I missed it.
It wasn't even like
it was the Conor show, but everybody.
The Conor show.
The first one was terrible. Like, he was mumbling and shit and fucking. Yeah, it was hard. He was just yelling. He was like a high school chick, you know. Like, when you're arguing with her, if she speaks louder, she automatically wins the conversation or the argument. Like, whoever talks louder wins.
I didn't bother watching the press conference just because, like, the last one I watched was when he was getting ready to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he was just talking good shit, and he got his ass beat. So it's like, there's no point in me watching this press conference so I can watch this motherfucker, so I can watch McGuffin talk all this good shit, and then get his ass beat. I'm gonna just watch him get his ass beat. Like, it's just.
I mean, that's different though, because I mean, now he's back in his element.
Yeah.
Whereas,
but when's the last time he had a fight?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. He's
Yeah.
about to get his ass beat.
Hey,
But he has fought a lot of good people.
Think about
it
this. I mean, GSP just made the biggest comeback with that Bisping knockout. He just came back, could have took the belt, and was like, but after how many years off? So I mean, if you got it, you got it. Like, if you don't, you don't.
Dan Hardy actually just posted today, I think it was, that he's medically cleared to fight again. Damn. And he hasn't fought in a long time. But George St. Pierre's, it's been almost like 3 years. Maybe almost 4, almost as long as George St. Pierre was gone for 4 years.
For a hot minute.
So I mean, it's still attainable. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember, there's guys with different skill levels too.
Yeah. Khabib has been wrestling bears since he's a little kid.
Yeah, but that motherfucker looks like he came out of an anime and shit.
But yeah, I mean, and McGregor though, I mean, if you honestly look at it, he does have that fucking one-hitter quitter starch power, man. Like, he can put you to sleep. Yeah, stun you.
It's Captain Falco, man.
Yeah. Ali Quinta tagged the shit out of Khabib in his last fight, but Khabib didn't look like he was going down at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looked like he was taking them shots most of the time. He got stunned a little bit. Oh, look who it is.
Oh, now.
Goddamn, Chris, hold on.
All right. So,
Hey, Chris.
can we hear this guy?
Chris. Hello?
What's up, fool?
Oh, man.
Chris.
Bruce.
Hello?
You just woke up, didn't you?
He's not saying shit. I don't want to add video to this call. Stop it.
He's on something. Yeah, but the question is, can Khabib take those kind of shots from Conor?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
difference in
he's going to have to do a different setup, you know. But, I mean, if you look at it, he's going to be leading with his right leg, you know, because Conor's a fucking southpaw, right?
Yep.
And Khabib is a wrestler. And Sambo, they do a lot of single leg takedowns, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's something he's never seen before, having somebody stand in southpaw. He's just never got punched before by somebody like McGregor.
And it just makes me think all the more, like, all right, what's his durability really like? Because, I mean, you know, Nate Diaz is probably like 10 durability out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, where's Khabib fall on that scale versus his experience in the past fights and getting tagged, you know, and then getting a little wobbly?
I feel like maybe Nate Diaz, like from the last fight I saw, which was it? What was it? Was it the McGregor fight? I think that was Nate Diaz's last fight.
You talk about the last fight between them?
Yeah, he got dropped a bunch of times, you know what I mean? And your chin goes away. Yeah. And I'm wondering if it's starting to get affected. I don't know.
I mean, but how many shots is he really taking to get where he's at now?
Exactly. But, I mean, we're talking about now.
Yeah.
He's like one of the top 10, like 155ers. I mean, I know there's a bunch of them that are, like I said, Tony Ferguson. Yeah. He's back now, and he's got a fucking belt.
I just could never see Tony beating Conor. I just couldn't see it. It seems so unlikely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's long ranged. I don't know, because I see, you remember Max Holloway?
Yeah. The
fight between Max Holloway and Conor?
Yeah.
And it was a close fight.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony, I don't know if Tony's got.
No, man, I don't think he's got it. He's an oddball. I like him. I mean,
he is
very
oddball.
Strategic. He's very, calculated, and he's unpredictable.
What do you think about Kevin Lee?
He's too young. He just doesn't have the experience. I mean, even though he had like staph on his chest, and that was kind of
that was gross, dude.
It was nasty, and it was fatiguing him.
Yeah, that big old nasty sore right there.
At the same time, I mean, I felt like if he could improvise in that situation, if he had more experience, that still would have gone way differently than it did. But Tony's not as skilled as Conor, so it's like, what would your chances really be until you get more experience under your belt to go against Conor? I don't know.
Whoa. It says here that Nate Diaz hopes Conor knocks Khabib out.
Yeah, so he can fight him again to make more money.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. And Nate Diaz is such a hard guy to believe, though, because he just be fucking talking shit.
Why wouldn't he just fight Khabib if Khabib wins?
Huh?
Why wouldn't he just fight Khabib if Khabib wins?
He's got to get through Poirier first.
He's got to get through some obstacles.
Like, I think he just wants to fight McGregor just because he lost the last fight. I don't think it has nothing to do with money at this point.
No, I think it's like money. Because, I mean, why else would
it's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy. Why else would you hold out? I mean, he could have just continued with his career. He never had to wait to fight Conor to progress and become champion in his division. So he just waited for Conor on the payday. Because, I mean, when else has he ever seen that much money that quickly?
I mean,
I suppose.
He's just looking for a big payday.
Yeah. Or he would have kept on fighting.
Yeah. I mean, shit. There's not very many fucking paydays for him out there if you look at it. I mean, what other options has he got? He's gonna fight Poirier next. I mean, that's what he's doing. Yeah. And Poirier's fucking actually gotten way better. He's fucking been knocking motherfuckers out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a good fight between those two. Yeah. But Ferguson and Pettis, that's happening tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's interesting. Like statistically, they're both pretty unpredictable. I'm glad to see like Pettis like back in the game, like getting back in top form.
Right.
That's nice.
It's gonna be interesting. to say the least. I like when he's 155.
Yeah.
145. He did okay. He handled it pretty well in the WEC, but
you could tell it wasn't optimal for him.
No, he's not being. He doesn't hold all the weight. Oh man. And Sprout's zoned out. What are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm just looking at UFC shit on Reddit. It's really interesting, like what people are talking about right now.
Like what?
So, fucking EA Sports and UFC put out this video here, which I haven't played yet, but this guy says that since they released this video, like, there's pretty much proof that UFC is biased towards Conor.
Conor.
Yeah.
You from Boston now?
Conor.
From Conor.
He's trash.
He's garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah, no, I always saw it that way, you know.
Of course.
Yeah, everybody knows. I mean, look what Conor did, and look what he gets away with. He fucking demolished that shit, injured people.
Well, didn't he say in the press conference too? Now he owns a percentage of the company too.
So and that's not. I mean, that's not even good. Like in boxing, that's what makes the shit corrupt now, because motherfucking boxers are in with the promoters, or they're promoters, and they're in with fucking WBO and this and that, so they can push the guys that they want. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. Like De La Hoya, I mean, they do that with Canelo. They do that with a bunch of other people. That's why I think he won that first decision. Or that draw. You know what I mean? Between Canelo, I think Canelo won that first fight. The second fight, I thought it was close. I could see Alvarez, or not Alvarez, but Canelo winning based on the power shots. But he jabbed the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? And controlled the range and shit like that. But I don't know, man.
I mean, yeah, he definitely should have got more credit for it. And
you get credit. You should, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they have like pay-per-view on YouTube now?
Yeah, I think they do something, or maybe they have like the old videos.
Why?
I'm not asking for me. I'm just because I'm looking at all these Reddit posts on the UFC and shit.
No, I believe you can, because I mean, if you're on there and watching, like pay-per-views pop up while you're viewing. So I believe you should.
Does that come with all the prelim fights and shit?
I don't know.
About that.
I know there's prelims, and
I know
there's
that you were
prelims.
able to. What event was it? 20 something. Fucking. There was a bunch of prelim fights on Fox before the.
Yeah, they always do that.
Oh, that was before. Yeah. I'm sorry, it wasn't UFC. It was before the Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight.
Yeah. The boxing.
Yeah, that was just to get people to figure out, like, because a lot of boxing fans are watching, they didn't really know about MMA, so they're watching it, so they knew kind of
I think
what Conor would possibly bring to the table.
Wasn't Sparrow fighting that fight, or Errol? Excuse me.
That does sound.
But you couldn't watch the Conor Mayweather fight on public access.
No, that's just to get you.
Prelims.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's to get the general public hyped up for the fights. You know what I mean? Like, so want you to buy this shit, and they're like, "Look at what's going on tonight."
See, they're steady talking about Khabib and Conor and Dana White here, like how they're like rooting for Khabib, mostly because of the fact that they hate Dana White and that the UFC is completely disrespecting the current champ.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
There's a lot of hate floating around on Reddit right now. It's really cool.
Honestly, I don't think Conor deserves both of those belts.
No.
He hasn't defended them. You know what I mean? And what is it? The 155 and the 145 belt he's still holding on to?
I thought they made him relinquish that. I thought they made him give that.
No, not from what I haven't heard anything about it.
Baby wants his milk. He's gonna have his milk. You know.
I mean, now he's got those stock options. And,
he does. He's got plenty of options.
But I mean, he did make them a ridiculous amount of money.
He did.
Like, he
talking
was the
shit
biggest,
and laying people out.
Paycheck for him for a long time. So I mean. But yeah, I just gotta show. Yeah, favorites get picked.
Yeah.
Like, didn't the same thing happen between like Nunes and Ronda, where all the attention was on what Ronda's doing, Ronda being back and just not even paying attention to the current champs. So it's like you see that favoritism.
Boom. And now they're trying to get Cyborg and Nunes are supposed to be fighting each other. That's interesting. But I still feel like Cyborg's probably gonna win.
I'm surprised that they're fighting. Nunes always said that she wasn't gonna fight Cyborg.
I know, that's so weird.
Yeah, so out of character.
What's up?
So somebody was asking, like, who y'all got McGregor versus Khabib in this subreddit here, and there's only 4 people who actually put legit money on the fight, but 3 people actually put like a considerable amount of money on McGregor, where 1 person put $1,000 on Khabib.
What are the odds?
I don't know.
Why
Should
don't
we
you look? Yeah, look up the
let
odds
me
real
look.
quick. Because I mean, the odds will tell you right now. If that dude put $1,000 on Khabib, right, and the odds are in McGregor's favor, he ain't gonna win.
Ridiculous
But
money.
if they're in his favor, you know, if it's 3-1 or whatever it is, like, yeah, I think he's probably gonna come out. Yeah.
It's so
Although I think McGregor may be down. I think the odds are in Khabib's. Yeah, I think he's the underdog.
You think?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah, this fucking Lucky Charms ass motherfucker has 2 belts.
Because most people who like Conor, like, I don't think they're paying attention to like statistics and like deep like fight knowledge. I think they just know Conor. They're coming back to watch the fight because of Conor. So I thought they just would blindly vote more for him. But I mean,
it says McGregor's the underdog.
Yeah.
Damn, he is.
But I don't know what the actual odds are. They're not showing me that. Let me see if I can find somewhere else.
Well, they're probably gonna be like plus 100, and then you get the negative stuff. So honestly, I still am trying to figure that out.
It's probably YouTube video for that.
But yeah, from what I'm seeing, he's an underdog. Comfortably favored. Wait. Khabib, yeah. Over McGregor, the odds are definitely, sporting a line around negative 165 with McGregor rocking an underdog tag of plus 155. Yeah. So, the odd makers, the people who are willing to lose money, are putting their money on Khabib. So they're not.
That's a lot of money to be losing money on.
They're not
they're
stupid.
Smart, they're knowledgeable.
Yeah,
$1,000 on Khabib though.
Especially now, this in the game.
Like if you have the risk of losing money, but he's not the underdog; he's the favorite. So
he's not gonna win much. He's not gonna
win much.
No,
so it's a safe bet though.
Yeah.
It's a safe bet. But everybody else who's betting on McGregor for the dream hitter, I mean, he's got to punch his chance.
Yeah, he does.
And he's skilled, and he's really good at moving around the ring, or I
don't dispute the man's skill, but I do dispute how much of that talk that he can back up with walk.
Yeah.
He's done it.
Yeah, plenty of times. But I mean, of course, this person stepping into the ring is like, you know, we know it's Conor, but still the relatively unknown Conor because he's coming back. Mm-hmm. Is he the same as he was before? Is he worse than he was before? Or is he better than he was before?
It depends on what he's been doing in his downtime.
That's true. But I mean,
Instagram. He's been going ham on Instagram.
In the gym? Or just out in public?
No, he's in shape, dude. He's always been in shape. He stays working out. Yeah. Like, he's one of those people that constantly work out.
Yeah, too bad we can't see his scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be really interesting. No, what I'm even more interested in is what happens after the fight. Let's say, you know, Conor wins. All right. It makes sense to do that Nick Diaz 3.
Yeah.
Nate
but he also wants to go with Anderson Silva. Why, and Anderson Silva's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it. I'll get that payday. Like it's Anderson Silva. He's like,
I think Anderson Silva will whoop his ass.
Yeah, no.
He's super accurate. He's got range. He knows how to control the ring.
I mean, but that's one hell of a super fight. But still, it's not. I don't think it's fair.
No. But it was his idea, and Anderson Silva jumped right on that train like, hell yeah.
Sometimes you got to make the bed or lay the bed that you made.
Yeah.
Like, shit, you get those legs tore up enough by Anderson Silva, it won't be no more fighting after that.
He's got some fucking strong ass kicks too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he checks it wrong though. You can see some noodles again because that was a terrible shit. When Chris Weidman checked that kick, Anderson Silva's leg looked so bad.
It did, man. Never seen him wrenched over like that before.
Yeah, I haven't seen him fight the same since, actually.
I'm sure it's probably mental a little bit too.
Like yeah.
Sure. One wrong move.
Boom. Don't check my kicks.
Let me kick you, man. Come on.
That's a terrible thing, though, man. Like the way that he broke his leg, and like how long it took for him to recover.
Yeah.
It was a long time.
Yeah, it was.
I don't understand. Like how they don't have something like a new robotic leg that they can just replace.
Well, then he can't compete anymore, though.
No. They need a cyborg division.
Man, people start abusing that immediately.
Vitor Belfort would be right there.
He'd be at the
Here's a
forefront.
question: if there's a cyborg division, can you still get in trouble for juicing?
I don't know. Maybe you need it for maintenance, man.
You don't
It's
need the
necessary.
juice if you're a
What if
robot.
there's like a cyborg version of juicing?
What is that?
I don't-
Upgrading your parts?
Oiling, like
I don't know, like fucking I don't know.
Like,
There's gotta be something.
like technoroids, like some Moby just starts
Yeah.
blasting out of your limbs, making you more powerful. Like
I don't know. I feel like that's just technology at that point. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think it's just gonna be accepted. I mean, what is it? They said we're carrying around a not just like a computer, but we're carrying around a computer with us all the time. So we've already accustomed ourselves to technology in a way that's, you know, very integrated in our society. So what's to say when the next thing comes along, as kooky as it may be, that will fall into that too?
Well, like Japan. Japan is like the leader on that
it's
shit, dude.
just
They've been having cell phones that do all kinds of shit and handheld video games and things like that long before we did.
China actually has one of the top selling cell phone companies in the world
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And,
And we're not allowed here.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet, but they're getting close to it with that Donald Trump shit.
Yeah.
No,
They're
I bet Trump's
getting
gonna
real
make
close
that
to
deal.
cutting that shit off because they're thinking that what Trump's administration is thinking is that, oh, well, the Chinese cell phones are gonna be tapped by the spies and this, that, and the third, and we need a space force because of it.
No, you know what that says? That says like, hey, America has the number one like spy wireless network, and we don't want to be ousted from being number one already because we have our phones everywhere.
Well, I mean, the Air Force owns GPS. Like, that's their shit. Like, everything is run by the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
Even, like, if you're in, like, Sweden using GPS, it's, like, on our shit. So, like, what are we really worried about?
What do you mean?
Like, what is the Trump administration really worried about with, like, Chinese cell phones? Because, like, they all have to use GPS. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that anybody is gonna be like, oh, let's tap all the phones and fucking anytime someone orders them.
Wait,
in America,
you're trying to tell me
like,
the United States is the only one with satellites?
No, but we run like our Air Force runs like the GPS shit for like everything.
For all of the world.
From what I assume, yeah, that's what it was been told to me.
Where did you get this information? Because I'm sure Russia and the United States are like,
Yeah,
fuck
probably,
you.
Probably wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like Russia's like, fuck you. Because they have their own shit up there, too. For a long time. They've been up there just as long as us.
I mean, they probably have their own shit.
No, I'm
yeah, I'm sure they do.
But how many other people do though? I'm almost certain that there's other
Dude,
countries
no.
who are using our
you
shit.
can look.
Oh, yeah, I'm
there's
positive.
There's like an app where you can see all the satellites that are literally encasing the Earth. Like there's that many satellites surrounding us. Like
Are you
the
serious?
planet right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
that.
it's
How come
fun.
one hasn't
It's
hit one
crazy.
yet?
Well,
I'm sure
they
they
have.
do.
I'm sure they hit the Earth all the fucking time. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. But speaking about the satellites going around, I can't wait till a comet hits one of them motherfuckers and knocks them out of the air. and then everybody's gonna get all upset thinking it's a rocket, and then World War III and Sprout's working for fucking Google.
I'm not working for Google.
Okay, Skynet. He works for
I
Skynet.
volunteer some of my free time to help Google with their shit.
Skynet.
I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Google. I mean, that or Amazon. I mean, I feel like confident they're probably gonna end up ruling the future.
Yeah. Well, anyways, back to the fights. I forgot what we were talking about. McGregor and Khabib.
Yeah, like I'm talking. So as far as like Khabib goes, it's like, where do you see him going? Like after he beats Conor,
He wants to retire.
Really?
That's
After
what he said.
beats
He said.
him?
He said
Wait, who wants to
unless
retire?
Khabib. He said if there's no super fight for him, if he's not getting GSP or somebody like that, he's not gonna fight. He's retiring.
I mean,
And if he does, he's gonna be like the only person in the UFC history to ever fucking, not only be completely undisputed. Well, I guess Ferguson can kind of dispute it
Yeah.
if he makes it through Pettis. So, But yeah, I hope that that Khabib can actually win and ride off into the sunset. And if he does come back, he doesn't come back to the UFC. What if he comes back and goes to Bellator?
Ooh,
That'd be nice.
that's
I almost feel like that's what he wants to do. Like you would think so, right?
I mean,
he doesn't like Dana now.
Yeah.
It's obvious he doesn't like Dana. He's made many fucking remarks about Dana kissing his ass and this and that.
But
so
nobody likes Dana. Everybody just endures him. He's like a necessary evil for them.
yeah, I don't like Dana. I never did though.
Yeah.
Like, even way back when it was Ortiz versus Liddell, you know, I didn't like it. Or even back when he was Ortiz's manager back in fucking like the Young Guns. Remember UFC 19 or something like that? Yeah.
He reminds me of he's like the Paul Bearer for like Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of.
Yeah, that shit goes way back though. You know, UFC doesn't go that far back. No, that was like 93 or 94 or 92 or some shit like that.
You know what doesn't go far that far back though?
What?
How long we've been waiting on this dude Chris to show up?
Oh no. Yep. So, what do you think about Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder?
Ooh, shit, that's a battle of the giants right there.
It's happening too. That's what the good thing is.
I say Deontay Wilder would still beat him. I mean, I know Tyson's just a monster, but at the same time, I feel like punch for punch, Deontay would put out more. Like, he's better for that pace. I mean, I think Tyson probably struggle a lot more with trying to compensate for like the barrages that Wilder would be throwing at him.
He's got a really good fucking footwork though. He made Klitschko look like a fucking beginner kind of, you know what I mean?
That's true.
If you ever watch that Klitschko fight, that's why he can lay claim to the lineal champion, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it, but I mean, look at the frame difference between them. I mean,
Yeah.
Klitschko's already gonna struggle no matter what.
Let's pull it up, Chris. Pull that shit up. Pull up like a Tyson fight and a Deontay Wilder fight, and we'll take a look at that. We'll compare and contrast, and we'll see what's good.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, why not?
It's like what is it? Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant's height. It's like it's not.
So, I think what they're trying to push now is the winner between Tyson Fury, who in my eyes is the lineal champion, the lineal heavyweight champion, because he.
Oh, did I say Mike Tyson? I meant Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
My bad.
He beat Klitschko. Like, he beat Klitschko.
Yeah,
legitimately. And then that was it for him. And then, you know, Klitschko had the belt again or whatever. And then he fought Joshua, and Joshua got the belt. And, you know, Joshua just fought again and defended his belt.
Yeah.
And he's going to be – they're trying to get him to fight the winner, you know. And they were hyping the fight between Deontay and
put it behind Terrance.
Deontay and what's his name? Oh man, I'm drawing
Anthony
blank.
Joshua?
Anthony Joshua. Yeah, Anthony Joshua.
Well, I mean, I felt like Joshua and Tyson Fury should have fought first, and then the winner should have fought Deontay Wilder. Like, that's how it should go.
Yeah, but I mean,
but you know, those deals get made.
Yeah, those belts. There's a lot of belts. I can't remember who owns the WBF, the IBF, and, you know, there's like a WBO. I can't remember how many sanctioned bodies there are now. I think there's only 3 or 4. I can't remember.
So,
I think there's only 3 that really count.
Yeah, there's only 3.
That really count.
Really, like, our household names at least.
Yeah. But either way, I think at one point the heavyweight belt was owned by all Russians. Now we have Deontay with the belt.
Yeah, exactly. Bring them back to the States.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, if you look at the heavyweight division, which I looked at, it's not too stacked. I mean,
No, it's not.
there's a few other people in there, but
Weren't we talking
there's been
the other day about like there's a chance that those belts could be unified?
yeah, they always do.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen because
Yeah.
everybody holds a belt except for Fury. Fury's like the lineal champion, like the, you know, that's just like the man shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Deontay and Tyson, or excuse me, Deontay and Joshua have the belts.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out this little clip here. Was this a highlight video? How long is this?
This is the full video.
All right, well, let's just watch some of it here. Maybe we can get an idea. Because I'm very familiar with both of these guys. This Fury versus Klitschko. The Fury versus Klitschko fight.
You want to mute it?
You want to mute it?
Yeah, mute that.
All right.
See, Bam Bam.
I forget how lean he is for such a massive frame.
So yeah, he moves around a lot. He's got really good footwork, and he comes in. I think it's from all that bare knuckle gypsy fighting.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But at the same time, you look at Klitschko. I mean, he's very like robotic. He's not very
No.
explosive, and he's definitely not.
He's
agile.
very mathematical in his
it's
movement.
Like, to really move around him puts you at such a heavy advantage already.
I feel like he's gonna have to move a lot quicker. Maybe a little bit wider. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That way he can move side to side quicker.
He's got such an unorthodox fighting style.
Yeah, it's an oddball. That's for sure. He's a character.
Yeah, that's
He's like
damn true.
he's like some fucking Hajime no Ippo type shit. Like he's probably got like a tragic backstory and.
Oh man, there's a fighter named Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
I think is his name, and
familiar.
he is fucking crazy to watch fight. I think he might be retired by now, but he like does all kinds of crazy fucking off the wall shit in the ring, like dancing and shit. But yeah, Klitschko, he had a hard time getting to him. You know what I mean? And I know Deontay, he's got a longer reach. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got the same amount. He's like, it's
little
equal.
worm.
But how many times have you seen Deontay Wilder fight anybody as big as him? You know what I mean?
How tall is he again?
I mean,
He's
it's not that
6'9".
And how tall
he has
is Deontay Wilder?
They're the same height.
I
Yeah,
mean,
are they?
I would say neither of them have fought anyone of their like size and stature, but I mean, I'm looking more at like conditioning. I mean,
Damn.
and experience.
All right, let's look at Wilder real quick.
Oh yeah, some fucking
He
monster.
be beating the shit out of motherfuckers. We were watching a bunch of highlights the other day, me and Sherm.
What is it? He said in that video like he doesn't run.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to run. He's just good.
He makes
like
you
that.
run. He traps your ass in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is undefeated records they're putting on the line here. You know,
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and fucking Deontay Wilder. They're all undefeated at this point in their careers. So I mean, this is gonna be fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, and you think about who Deontay fought so far and who really gave him a good challenge. You know,
No, not many.
no.
Really.
So this is definitely a step up
Mm.
in skill. Are you going with the knockouts? Like, yep. He's got a good one too, but when he gets crazy, is like.
You put that screen forward just a little bit. Oh, he's looking at me like that, Chris.
So he just got hit in the side. Of the
It was like
head.
an overhead shovel punch. That's what it looked. Overhand, like. That was like the Chuck Liddell overhand.
This
Yeah,
man's buffering.
buffering.
Well, Chris, what do you think about the fight that's coming up tomorrow?
Which one?
The fucking Khabib McGuffin fight.
Well, come Saturday, there is no McGuffin. Go whoop that ass. That's all I
Look,
know.
this motherfucker
Oh.
here.
He's the only one cheering for McGuffin.
I'm statistically, it's really close to me because Khabib gets hit.
Yeah, he does.
And almost every fight where he's fighting, like boxing or standing up, if he's not going straight for the takedown and he stands up at all, he gets hit. But he's,
Not stand up. That's all.
yeah, no. And if he doesn't, and it's over. It's over for McGregor. Unless
Yeah.
McGregor can stuff those things and throw in a left on the way in.
If McGregor could make it without tiring himself out to the later rounds, because in all of
He
Khabib's
has a bad
fights-
habit of doing that shit.
In all of Khabib's fights, his takedowns drastically reduce later rounds if you watch him.
Yeah.
If he could make it that long without tiring his motherfucking self out, he could probably knock his ass out.
Well, we'll see.
Gregor. Yeah, probably.
We'll see if McMuffin can do the job. But yeah, I mean,
I like how Wilder likes to feel out his opponent, and as soon as he sees an opening, he's just like wham, 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 wham.
yeah, he goes a little crazy. See,
Got this dude kneeling to him like, yes, my lord.
that didn't even look like he hit him. It looked like he just pushed him down to the ground.
Yeah, it really did.
This is the guy who fought him. That he was the same. This guy. He was really close to the same height, almost the same reach.
I don't know. I watched a lot of videos of people with ponytails get knocked out pretty quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know who used to do their hair like that a lot? Lennox Lewis.
Yep.
And I remember he got knocked out by what's his name? Not Roddick. God damn it. They had like a good fight between them, and I just can't remember. But he caught him with that left as he was going to the right, boom, or the right while he was going to his left, and
That's all it takes.
put him out. Mm-hmm.
Funny. My dad woke me up this morning talking about me.
There he goes, done.
I gotta buy that.
See?
Good night, ponytail.
going
He just
wild.
fucking just going ham on his ass.
That looks
You
like
see?
Deadliest finisher. Body,
But it was all dome piece though. He was like fucking hammer to the fucking top of the head and an uppercut to the chin. And he just kept doing that shit repeatedly, like bap bap bap.
He was trying to take that ponytail off.
He was trying to pull his weave
He's
out.
like, that's coming with me. That's the real trophy.
He's like the predator now.
Okay, now just watch Deontay's.
Damn, that was quick as fuck. Look,
They got him
this
seasoned.
man fucking seasoned up and shit. Rewind that, Chris. I gotta see that shit. Hold on,
Oh, that shit.
rewind that shit.
That's
oh my
you're
god,
so
that
sick.
was so quick.
You're so sick.
I blinked and it was over, man. I just see this man.
But look
having
at
a seizure.
it's lineal. He comes straight ahead with his 1-2, seat straight ahead. There's no lateral
it.
movement for the white dude getting knocked out.
Look, he saw that episode of Pokemon that got banned in America.
You know what? You throw him in a tub with some water and some soap. You throw your laundry in there, and you got clean clothes.
Oh.
Mm.
But this was still a long time ago, man. That's not even recent. So
Yeah,
it's
that Ortiz fight was good. He had to go through some shit. You know what I mean?
looks like you're sitting there with the touch of death, man.
Yeah,
Handle some business out in the restroom real quick.
it's so funny. So, are you gonna be here for the fights tomorrow?
What time are they?
Yeah, Chris, we need
Well,
you tomorrow.
They're after the main event and everything. Like the main card starts at like 9, I think. But the undercard is like 7 or something shit like that. Then the prelims are like an hour before that. So I think I'm not sure how that setup goes. That's how usually they go.
Yeah, no, I think you're about right.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait till later because the studio's gonna have a motherfucking heater in it finally.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be cold as shit.
Well, it's gonna happen tonight because I'm going out there tonight to pick it up. So it's all good. It's all good. It's gonna be nice and warm in here. I'm about to whoop some ass on some pool. You ready to get stomped after this, Chris?
Y'all did beat us last time.
Oh no, I haven't lost since.
Really?
I beat Sprout like 4.
No, I beat you today.
Oh yeah, today because I knocked in the 8 ball.
Oh, yeah,
But
here.
that was like right away. That's not a win.
If any time I could have been more on point, it was basically a battle between me and Sher with two useless partners because Sprout was fucking up and he had TJ on his team.
who
So
never played. He's played 2 times
it was
before.
basically a match between me and Sher, and Sprout's up there. Every time Sprout hit the ball, he set him up with a perfect shot. I was like, Sprout, you're killing me.
He said, why are you working against me? How much did he pay you?
Every time it was like perfect.
So see, he has a smash. If you notice
Yeah, he
that,
does.
he does have the smash. It's like, that shovel punch, like that shovel uppercut. Okay, he goes in with the jab. See if he'll throw the smash again. That was pretty cool. I didn't see him.
It's like
See, that's not it.
Man.
I think it's when he's at long range. He doesn't know, like he wants to throw the uppercut, but as they're going out, he's just reaching out to get him, so it turns into the smash.
Damn. I remember looking at that one in slow motion. The guy's like head shakes, and then he falls back.
One of the worst slow motion shots I've ever seen somebody take was Ricky Hatton and Pacquiao when he nailed him right in the chin,
yeah,
dude.
I saw that.
It looked like his head waved like
No,
you know the windows in the Matrix when the helicopter hit and it made them fucking. That's what his head looked like to me.
No, my favorite knockout is like Sugar Ray Robinson. He's got like he had his hair like slicked back in with pomade at the beginning of the fight and then later in the fight before he knocks the guy out. Like his hair gets all wild and crazy and just bashes him in the face with like a left hook and the guy just goes falling and stumbling almost to the end of the ring from the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
it's like just beastly.
Sugar Ray Robinson was the shit, dude.
Monster.
I just got done watching like a whole shit. I watched like an hour and a half documentary on him, and
Whenever I think about,
he's like one of the greatest ever.
Starts out so civil, starts out so calm, and then all of a sudden transforms throughout the shit like a Japanese anime into a fucking werewolf and shit. Like, the fuck just happened? I thought this guy was nice.
Yeah,
who do you guys think is the luckiest boxer in boxing?
Rocky Marciano.
Luckiest?
Yeah.
Buster Douglas.
No, that wasn't luck.
That was sheer
just
luck.
sheer
No,
will. That was sheer
will.
willpower.
That was will.
Sheer willpower.
Rewatch that fight.
But he lost that title like instantly after.
He didn't
that.
train.
Yeah.
He didn't train. He didn't train. He didn't have the same fire that he did that night or that time even. Like he dedicated that shit to his mom who just fucking died. And from what I hear, like on all accounts, to his trainer, to everybody else around him, he went hard in the paint in the gym and he fucking put in the work. And then on top of that, he got the long count. Because if you look at the count comparison of the video and everything between him hitting the mat and Tyson hitting the mat, Tyson, the count was on, but his, like, if you look at the count, he should have been out. He was like 11 seconds. They gave him 11 seconds to get up, even though it was like ridiculous. He was out. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, you look at that shit.
I watched that fight with my dad when I was a kid, dude, and I thought that was sheer luck. I didn't know about all that tragic, how do you know Ipo backstory shit,
Yeah,
man.
he
I just knew
fucked
that
him
fucking.
up. He was tagging him the whole fight.
I thought it was luck the whole time. Tyson was wrecking shop like
No.
the entire time.
No.
Like, not that match, but like throughout his career.
Yeah.
And then this nigga who nobody knows about shows up and beats his ass. Like,
Well, I mean, it
that's
goes to
fucking
show
luck.
what happens when
and
you're
then
gonna
suddenly
That's not
I'm
luck.
playing
somebody.
Buster Douglas games on my Genesis.
It's never luck when it comes to a truly dedicated boxer. Just the sheer amount of work they have to put in to even be put in these situations is just ridiculous.
And then on top of that, he might have gotten lucky to get the shot, but
Excuse me.
in there, he won.
Yeah.
He didn't luckily win. He beat the fucking brakes off of Mike Tyson, and he was whooping his ass. I mean, Mike Tyson was stealing on him, knocked him down. Everybody died. Buster Douglas was gonna lose, and they gave him the long count.
Yeah.
I thought actually because of the count, I trust the referee and shit, and everybody back then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he made it. Like, oh, he looks a little wobbly, but he made it. But he got through it, and he fucking knocked Mike Tyson clean the fuck out. Like, he was out, and he trying to put that mouthpiece back in, and then stand up. Like, he was done.
I wonder if Mike Tyson thinks back and he's just like, that's where everything actually went wrong. That fight.
Ever since that fight, I had an
Exactly.
appetite for ears.
Well, that and like his training camp started to go downhill. He stopped training as hard and everything else. But he did. Well, you know what? No, I take that back because the Roddick fights were fucking good. And that's one thing I disagreed with Teddy Atlas about because he did a podcast with Joe Rogan, right? And he was saying like how Tyson's not a great fighter because he punches people and knocks them out. He's like fought a lot of people and beat them, but he's never had any really good fights, like strong, hard battles back and forth
Right.
Yeah.
where he's won. And I was like, the Roddick fights, he fucking, like, those are good back and forth fights. Roddick was fucking smashing him with the smash a lot, and he was getting hit a lot in that fight. But,
So he could have did it, but I mean, he just was just overpowerful. Like, he was just too powerful. He just overwhelmed his opponents. I mean, that's not the most entertaining fight for some people because it's so brief, but it's like, damn, if you're going to fight, that's what you want. You don't want a long fight with a guy.
No, but I mean, there's a lot of people who say you're not the word fighter is different than like a boxer. Like he's a great boxer, but like is he a fighter? You know what I mean? Like Mayweather, he's a good boxer. He's a great boxer, one of the best ever. But a fighter, does he stand there and Can he take the blows and give the blows? You know
But
what
his
I mean?
career is like half and half. You look at his earlier fights. I mean,
Yeah, he did
was
take
just
some
like,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. You know, way back in the day. I remember those fights. Back when he had that high top. Remember that shit?
He was messing people up, man.
Yeah, he was. He was knocking people out.
Yeah.
But he learned. You know, you're not going to have a longevity in your career like that.
Not without some risk.
No.
I mean, it's smart, man. Made even more money.
Yeah.
Tired.
He made tons of money.
Not broken.
Nope. No, he can think. I don't know how well he thinks, but you know. But I mean, it's gonna be great. The heavyweight division now is great.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. It's
improving.
It's not the 90s. It's not the the 80s to the 90s where Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, Tyson, Roddick, fucking Foreman.
Yeah.
Yeah. With McCall. I can't remember what his name. Somebody McCall. That dude was in there. There was a lot of good fights back in those days. Oh, Moore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a ton of good fights back in those days.
Well, you got to think about it. How many people are really training to be heavyweight champion boxers anymore? Like
Not
they
many.
were.
Not very many Americans, anyways.
Yeah. Because
Like, the Russians got that shit on lock. There's a lot of fucking top 10 Russians in the heavyweight division. The top 20 fighters. You got like at least 10 of them are Russian.
Yeah. I mean, look at like how boxing is integrated into our culture as well in history. It's like shit. For a while, Jack Dempsey was God. Like he had a restaurant chain.
He was the very
all over
first.
the place.
He was the very first. Like when anybody, like when you look at, if you want to put a head, you know, like the Great Wall or whatever, what is it, Mount Rushmore? It would be like the Mount Rushmore of boxers. He would be the very first guy because he defended the belt so much, and he was like super aggressive. Like nobody's ever seen anybody fight like Jack Dempsey. Nobody ever had, because it was a gentleman's sport back then. But then Jack Dempsey comes in like fucking barn burner trying to fucking murder people. You know, it was great with the Dempsey roll.
Yeah, he really took the Englishman out of it.
Yes, he did.
Let's put the Wild West in this shit.
Wow. Man, yeah, I watched a lot of those Jack Dempsey fights, and they're fucking great. He was brutal.
Dempsey merged boxing with bar fighting.
Yeah.
Into the perfect style.
He's like the first brawler ever, and he was fucking nailing
Monster.
people. And it wasn't just like brawler; it was skill. You know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he even had a doctor that a friend of his like studied his back just to figure out like why it was so damn like muscular and strong. So it's just freaking mystery. Like Jack Dempsey wasn't even doing like ridiculous shit for the time as far as like the farm work and whatnot.
Yeah.
But still, just to develop that kind of, you know, muscularity and power, especially in punches, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he was fucking people up like twice his weight in size.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And he's actually started the Lanier Championship, you know. It got severed a few times after people retired, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. The reason I say Rocky Marciano is because he never fought fucking Ali.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
But he retired at a good time.
I feel like it's still such bullshit in the simulation. They show like Rocky Marciano winning and beating Ali. Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's the only reason they can make that is because Rocky Marciano. They don't account for, like, they think he's gonna continue to. He's taking a lot of fucking shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you put him in there with a young Ali, like a young Ali.
Tore him up.
He would have never touched him.
No.
He would have never touched him.
No way.
Never. We're not talking Ali after he got his belt taken away and came back. We're talking Ali before that. Cassius Clay.
Yeah.
We're talking Cassius Clay.
He would have just got murdered.
Yeah. Nobody could touch him.
No.
You know, he was fucking super fast.
He came in and beat Floyd Patterson. He was
Yeah, and Floyd Patterson was my guy.
Yeah, he was a monster.
That was back in the day. But the thing was, Gus knew that Floyd Patterson had a weak chin. I remember that's why he was avoiding Sonny Liston for the longest time, and then it became mandatory. And he had to fight Liston, and he got beat up like bad. Like Liston was working him. It looked like Foreman versus Frazier. You remember that fight?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Frazier just didn't know what kind of power he was dealing with because when he started, he's like, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
Yeah, he's getting lifted up
like
off
he's
his feet.
possessed.
Like that last knockdown was terrible. Like he's like boom, bam. Like he did the superhero landing and shit.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
But that's why I like boxing. It's got such a long history. Like, you go back Jack Johnson, and even before Jack Johnson. You go on.
I was just reading about Jack Johnson not that long ago, man.
Yeah.
He fucking whooped some ass.
Yeah, he was a bad man.
People. He knew how to control people.
Yeah,
he was like
one
of the first
that's,
black heavyweight champions.
That's kind of where Foreman got some of his style from, was Jack Johnson style. That's like really old style to control people's fucking shit. If you watch Foreman in slow motion, most people think he didn't know. No, he was doing control and spinning dudes around, using their arms to control his fucking shots and shit.
You know that there was fucking controversy with Jack Johnson. Like, the government was trying to say that he was fucking prostituting because he was involved with a whole bunch of white women.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, they've got to be sex trafficking.
They were mad because he was so proud about it. He's like, I'm fucking white women.
Yeah,
I'm fucking white women.
Yeah, no.
Want to fight about it?
It was something else, you know what I mean? It was different back in those days. They tried to keep them separate. They did keep them separate. But, you know, people made the leap. They let people fight each other, you know. Yeah. That's the only way they could find out who the real fucking man is. That's it. And then, you know, a lot of people came and went. Joe Louis came. You know, fucking, he was a great fighter, too.
Yeah. Do you remember that clip of, like, Jack Johnson knocking out, like, Jess Willard's teeth? Like, his teeth embedded in his gloves. Like, oh, man.
Those gloves are those are basically bag gloves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just hard leather,
well, you know, that's why I think if you ever watch the bare knuckle boxing, because they've made a few matches now, like actual legit matches. And if you watch bare knuckle boxing, most motherfuckers don't go down right away. No. And that's back then, because if you've ever gotten into a fight with somebody, if I have a glove on, I guarantee you I can knock people out way easier than I can without a glove. I almost yes.
Is it because your fist is bigger now?
Well,
the
impact is bigger. On top of it, you know, my wrist is tighter from the glove. My fucking hand is all taped up. I got this glove. It's like having a helmet. It reduces the cuts, yeah. But it's soft and it's gonna absorb all of the impact. Whereas if it does this, it can glance right off the fucking head. A lot of that force gets fucking what is the word I'm looking for here? Distributed away from the skull, and it's not going into the skull.
Right.
So I mean, that's why back in the day they had 30, 40 rounds. Jack Johnson's 40 rounds fucking fight. You know what I mean? They can't do that with big gloves. Motherfuckers would be brain dead. Look at Young Dong Kim or whatever his name was. Young Duck Dong? No, was it Young Duck Dong? What was his name?
Yeah, Young Duck Dong. You got it right.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah, we could look it up.
I was messing Young Dong Kim.
Young Dong Kim. He got fucked up. No, he did. He got murdered. But that's one thing about Sugar Ray Robinson that was a really cool story, was when he called that shit, he had a dream about killing this dude.
Yep.
And it was like his first
you telling me about this?
Yeah, it was his first time defending his belt, and he had a dream about it, and he didn't want to fight, and then, you know, like, everybody got involved. They had Catholic priests come and tell him it was going to be okay, and he's like, all right. And then he went to the Young Duck Kim or Young Duck Kong, Young, not Young. It's an Asian name, man. That's not how you spell Young. You spell Young, Y-O-U-N-G.
Oh, he's a rapper. Young Dong Kim.
Watch me, Young.
U-N-G or Y-U-N-G.
Oh,
Young. Awesome. I think it's Duck, D-U-K.
Welcome to Nuclear Playground, by the way, Chris.
D-U-K. D-U-K. And in space. Young Dong Kim. Young. That's not it either. God. What was it? I can't remember. Anyways, the boxer's name. God damn it. What was it?
Oh, man. I can't stop thinking about every time we talk about
Hold on.
Like, every time we're thinking about, like, getting people knocked.
Well, you're talking about Sugar Ray Robinson and him.
Yeah, but anyways, Sugar Ray Robinson said that he had a dream that he was going to kill him. It's okay, dude. No worries. He had a dream that he was going to kill him, and, you know, the priests, everybody got involved, and they convinced him that it's going to be okay. And then he goes in there, and he hits him with the left hook, and dude drops down and dies.
Yep.
And he didn't fight for a little bit after that.
I mean, shit.
He was afraid, and he even said that he didn't even hit people hard after that for a little while because he was nervous. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to do that. Everybody really knows it's a risk, but at the same time,
If you have
don't
a
really
dream
think it's
about
gonna
that shit,
happen.
you're like,
It's
I
just
had a
probably gonna happen,
dream. You're like, no.
He probably was like, damn, I don't believe in God after this. Pretty
That's
sure
the
you lied. Like,
fucking
fuck.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah. I think that's that clip of him whopping that guy at the left when he went flying halfway across the ring. Like, the dude just was out.
It's a terrible thing, though, man.
Separated his soul from his
okay.
body.
What's up?
Sugar Ray.
Robinson. I'm actually wearing the hoodie right now,
It's
too.
Duke Doom Kim.
What? Duke Doom Kim?
Duck Kim. The hell you just...
Duck, Great Duck. Versus.
How do you spell?
Hang on.
Dude, how do you?
D-U-K.
Uh-huh.
K-O-O. Duke Koo Kim.
Yep, I know it. Dooku Kim.
Oh, they had based a movie on him, too.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
Ray Boom Boom Mancini, that's the fight right there. Like, and this is that was back when they had 15
Full
rounds.
screen that shit.
Yeah, they based a Korean movie off of this guy, Dooku Kim.
So
That's his own movie.
after this fight is when they made 12 rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, they cut it down to
mandatory.
12 rounds. And a lot of fights don't even take 10. They do 10 rounds. A lot of fights. That's why I like the Gotti fights. I'm glad they only went 10 rounds, dude. Because they probably would have been dead.
Yeah, they would have.
There would have been no trilogy. But yeah, these gloves, you know what I mean? They let you absorb more impact.
Right.
And you're getting less damage on the outside, but your brain's suffering more fucking damage.
Yeah, it's getting shook the hell around. up
Yeah,
there.
it's
What
just
is it,
like
fucking falling
football.
flat on your head.
It's like
yeah.
football helmets, Chris.
Chris don't even play with no helmets. He plays touch.
Good. I'm glad, man. You saved them brain cells, man.
Play touch.
Yeah.
Or
So
flag
it's-
or whatever the fuck it
it's
is.
a-
Flag and touch are the same thing, by the way.
It's a Korean film called Champion that's his movie.
Yeah.
It's called Champion.
He took it, dude. He goes out like Joe.
Just sat down in the corner at the end.
And just dies.
Fades.
It's like
What was it? Ashita
Like
no
a
Joe?
man.
What was it? God,
Champion
she's-
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Champion Joe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was a shocker.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Everybody who saw that shit was like, huh?
I saw that
Have you
shit.
seen the 50th anniversary
I did.
celebration of it, Megalobox?
Yep, I did.
That shit was cold as fuck.
It was nice.
It was cold as fuck. It was so good. Everybody got cyborg arms, but Joe. He's just beating their asses.
Shit, but if you fucked up once, just
He fucked up one good time. And then the dude that at the end took his gear out, and then after the fight, he's paralyzed and shit.
But he's like, you know, I won that fight, right?
And then he's like, "No, you didn't win that fight."
And that's that.
That was it.
He gets hit.
Wait, go back. I missed it. Damn, he was wobbling.
Gets hit with a straight boom.
Mm.
Right to the back. Hits his head. Gets up. He's like out of it. But he never recovers. And then he sits down and they lay him down. Like, everybody's super happy right now, but they don't realize this dude's on his way out. Like, yeah, look, he's starting to collapse. But you see that a lot, you know? I mean, not a lot, but it happens.
Yeah.
And when it does, it's like, it's fucking not good. It's not good. People fucking, they burn to the white ash out there.
Yeah, and it's just
They just like dissolve like some Infinity War shit, like sit in the corner and just.
This Boom Boom Mancini dude never celebrates, though, you know? I mean, he never goes over to check if dude's okay right away.
yeah. Well, shit, but he just went through this ordeal of trying to beat this guy, and this guy just not going down. Just
He's like, yeah! And then dude finds out he's dead. He's like, oh!
some of their processing.
Well, so who do you got between fucking, who is it? The girls that are fighting tonight. I completely forgot who's fighting. Or tomorrow. The females. Damn, I can't even remember their names.
Hold on, I got you.
Yeah. Pull up the rest of the fight card real quick so we can see what is it 112, is it
228.
229. Oops. 229 fight card. But yeah. Ovin's same. Oh, that's gonna be a good fight too. Dominic Reyes is 9-0. Michelle Watterson, the karate hottie versus Felicia Herring.
That's right.
Yeah,
I haven't watched too many of her fights like recently. Like I saw
she's
some of
actually been getting roughed up. That good. She had a good fight with Paige Van Zandt. That was a good one. But she's good. It's a strawweight division though. She ain't touching Rose at all.
No way.
Or Johanna.
Nah, it's just not on the same level. At least not yet. But it'd be interesting if she gets there.
Yeah. She's taking a lot of L's for it though.
Oh yeah.
But I think Michelle Watterson may win this, just based on her experience. They fight kind of similar. She's more of a scrappy chick, the Felicia Herring chick.
Mm-hmm.
Karate Heidi's got more technique, obviously.
So you say like Felicia's more of like a kickboxing style?
Yeah, but not as polished.
Okay. So she's a little rough.
Yeah, she's more of a wrestler with striking ability. Michelle Watterson, though's got good submissions, and she's a good striker, Not a good wrestler.
Mm.
So this might just go to the ground, who knows. But I kind of I'm leaning towards Michelle Watterson because she's got momentum right now.
Mm.
So they're really close. It's a close fight.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning more towards Watterson.
I mean, well, for the first time in a long time, at least the card's pretty balanced too.
Yep.
I mean, there are a lot of enjoyable fights.
Dude,
and, like,
everybody and
well-known
their mom
names.
has a loud card today. You hear that shit?
No, but I hear you talking about it.
Well, because I mean, if I hear it, the mics hear it.
But
Definitely.
Derek Lewis, my fucking guy, the beast. He's such a beast, man.
Man, he's just such a character too. That's what's hilarious about him.
Alexander Volkov is not a bad guy. I see. If it's a wrestling match, Derek Lewis might lose.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Derek Lewis on this one. Just because I want to see him win. I want to see him get that knockout. He's got good power.
I think what is his issue, like most of the time, just conditioning overall is just his issue.
Yeah.
Like getting worn out or taking too many shots.
Yeah. Who do you got? Yeah, you know who Derek Lewis is?
Christopheles.
Nope. I ain't watched none of his fights.
What about Ovin St. Peru?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Taking on this Dominique Reyes. I don't know this Dominique Reyes guy.
I don't know either.
Let's take a quick look real
He's
quick.
9-0,
We're
so
running
he's
through
been
this
going
fight
somewhere.
card real quick and getting our picks.
You never know what to expect from
Oops.
Saint whatever.
Oh, Vince. Yeah, he knows which one's showing up, right?
And I remember when he came on the scene, everybody was like, "Oh, Vince is fighting John Jones. He's about to fuck John Jones up."
He did give him a rough time, but he didn't.
But that was a weekend Jones. You could tell that wasn't like the John Jones of old. That was like some new
John
hybrid.
Jones old would have fucked his ass up quick.
See how big John Jones got in
Yeah,
the
for real, man.
Yeah, he did.
Motherfuckers being
got
broccoli.
like a heavyweight body now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy.
Dominate. Oops.
Isn't Brock Lesnar supposed to be having a fight coming up like really?
Yeah,
He's supposed to
with
fight,
Cormier.
I want to see that. Cormier is a fucking badass too.
That's what I want.
Is, but Brock Lesnar's a freak, man.
Brock Lesnar, man, he just fucking goes ham.
Brock Lesnar
Like you
down,
punch him like
bro.
2-3 times, he's like, oh! He fucking like,
Okay.
I'm waiting for him to F5 motherfuckers in the UFC.
it's
just,
it's just like playtime is over now.
Now,
I need your clothes. He's
Let's
like, what?
let's not forget that Cormier trains with Cain Velasquez, who fucking murdered the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. But look at their size difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think
Brock
Daniel.
Lesnar's a big
I don't
motherfucker.
think Cormier is any less strong than like Cain Velasquez, and that says a lot. Like he's pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah, he
but
fucking beat everybody up in heavyweight
But just
division.
imagine like Cormier picking up Brock Lesnar. It's like, where the fuck do you grab this motherfucker? Like really?
He's all abs.
It's like your arms are just halfway around his
Is it
body.
gonna be like
Brock's
Couture
hitting 40, bro.
versus? Yeah,
Hitting 40.
He is hitting 40.
it'd be more like you're trying to think of it like
He
Couture.
came
All
on
right,
scene, knocked him motherfuckers
Here's his-
out. He was just hitting like 31 and shit, bro.
yeah. Now he's 40 and he's not on the juice. And he can't be on the juice.
And he's probably slowing down by now because he's getting old.
Yeah.
You see how much he slimmed down? He's not the Hawk no more, bro. He's not that big.
He's still pretty big, though.
He's got to get out of that cycle.
He's still got to be at least like 3
He's still got that frame, man.
Or like 280.
All that roid muscle.
Frame he had when he was fucking wrestling
in college. Yeah, but that's good, though. Because have you seen him in college?
Yeah.
That motherfucker was big as shit. I would not want to fucking go toe to toe with college Brock Lesnar. Like if I scuffed up his Nike,
he don't like to get hit.
Like you fucked up my shoes. He can just beat my ass. I'm not gonna even try fighting his ass.
How awesome would it be if they had like another Dragon Ball Z live action? This is years later, and
he's
they use
brawling?
like he plays Master Roshi, the buff Roshi.
That'd be funny.
Dude, Hawk Saga just replaced Brock Lesnar's head with CGI.
Exactly.
And it's his body and shit.
All right, let's check out this Dominic Reyes guy real quick. MMA all day.
Roshi Lesnar.
They need to make like a live action Fatal Fury where Master Tongue does that shit. And this is Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Dominique the Devastator Reyes. He's tall.
Oh,
that
damn.
fucking kick to the gut.
He caught him with a punch on the way down.
The nigga laid down like he was in a coffin.
I've
He
seen this
just
highlight a
kick to
while
the gut.
back.
Oh.
I was good.
I've seen that knockout before.
Oh, damn.
Holy fuck, he's boxing his ass up.
He's a southpaw.
Oh, yeah, well, that's why.
I mean, but that guy's just taking it though.
Yeah.
Fucking kicks, dude.
Like he didn't smarten up at all.
These are like amateur fights or something. Look at those shin
Do
guards.
something better. All right.
He's
Hugh
tall and
Jackman.
slim. Yeah.
It's gonna be his first fight in the UFC.
I don't know.
Probably not his first fight in the UFC.
I mean,
period.
No, he's on the main card, which is kind of. Usually it doesn't happen.
Somebody that really comes in like 9-0 or some like low number like that usually is like their first or second fight.
Well, yeah, I mean they want to get him in while they're still popular. Still got some like heat on their name. Knocking people out,
That's not a
mysterious
bad choke. He
reputation.
put the dude to sleep.
Hell yeah.
Okay, he's got some grappling ability. He's long and lean. He kind of looks like a thinner urine from, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Not the face wise, but body type. Bam! He's got a head kick.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah, he does.
he's got a head kick.
He's
Ovens
cracking motherfuckers.
Ovens is like a karate practitioner, I think, isn't he?
Always
Or a
stop.
kickboxer?
No, I thought it was like
Right after
Savat.
shit. What is he shaking his head for? And then he gets caught. Talking shit and get caught.
Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting fight. We'll see which Ovens shows up.
mean,
Oh
yeah.
no, it's not his first fight in UFC.
I feel at least have 1 or 2 in. Damn.
He's 9-0. So we'll see what he does. I might pick him. I might pick him over Ovens.
I mean, Ovens hasn't really done anything impressive or like notable or really even like
The
just
energy
really
level.
good
Let's look at
anymore.
his footage.
Like this dude is consistently
This is like-
pouring it on.
Yeah. Probably can't keep up with
He's
his
really
pace.
consistent.
He's very
finishing.
aggressive and it's getting it done.
That's like that day you fucking boxed up Raekwon.
Uh.
He like crumpled up in the corner on the deck. We were in the back training with Sharm. And I mean, I was no boxing god either, right? But like, he caught Raekwon in the liver once, and he kind of just said, "Ooh!" And then when he seized up, Sharm was just like, "Uppercut, uppercut, 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 uppercut," and this thing was like, he leaned up against the back of the house and then just fucking folded up.
I put my gloves up in front of my chin and I stepped off to the right or off to the left and got low and hit him with the liver shot out under his jab, and then I pivoted off of that foot and I was like pop, 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 pop. But I did it slow because like I seen him go.
But if you watch the footage, it's just like you just watch him fold up.
Oh, we gotta watch that after this.
Okay, it's a good old Ovens doing his wing thing.
Caca. I mean, I don't know. It looks like
Looks
Ovens
like-
is pretty decent.
Man, Ovens looks like if Little Yachty joined the UFC and grew like 5 feet.
No, real shit. He kind of looks like 50 Tyson.
Ovens, say, bro, he ain't gonna lie.
He can take a punch. I know. I see
Oh
that.
yeah, no, he takes a punch.
yeah.
He gives a punch. But I
Likes to
mean,
be a showman.
I at least want to see.
Ooh, okay, all right.
yeah, that was a good fight.
He's not as consistent as other dude though. Like,
No,
but
probably.
he's got power. Look at that.
yeah, he's got plenty of power.
So I don't know, man. It's a tough call
God damn, the torque on that punch.
because we got power versus technique, and usually technique don't win.
The technique wins.
Sometimes.
No, it wins. And
I
you know, he's got technique. He's throwing dead on shots. He's accurate. You know what I mean?
You know what? He reminds me of like Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Like the way.
He's just
Pump
not
stuff
nearly
up.
as explosive.
No.
Tyrone's fucking amazing.
That was like right in the side of the face.
Tyron.
Tyron.
That's how it's Tyron. It's not Tyrone.
Tyron.
It's Tyron.
Ooh, you see that motherfucker just fold up? He just folded up backwards, like when you shoot the zombie in Left 4 Dead in the back, and he's like, ah!
That's the second time you said that.
Because it's the funniest shit ever. Terrance was the one who pointed it out to me. He was like, I came home from work one day when we were living together, and he was like, Sprout, watch this. Snuck up on this motherfucker, shot him in the back, and he said, ah! And then he just crumpled up.
I don't know. I might have to play that game again. It's been a while.
I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to be like, this is fucking beautiful. It's the only way you'll ever want to kill zombies.
Okay, so who do we got next? Ovens? Who you got? Ovens or that Dominic Reyes guy? Ovens?
Yeah, Ovens.
I'm feeling like I might do the same
Toss up,
thing.
man. I can't fucking.
See, he's going 50. What about Tony Ferguson versus Pettis?
Have I seen either of them
first
fight?
glance?
You've seen Pettis. He does the fucking run off the fence, kick to the face.
Oh, yep.
Showtime.
Yep.
I feel like Ferguson's more resourceful than Anthony Pettis is.
But Pettis got energy, though.
I mean, when he does though, not consistently though. He doesn't always
If
bring
he's
that energy.
pressured, he's not a good fighter.
Yeah.
If he gets to stand there and do like a karate bout, he's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
But Tony Ferguson's got good Muay Thai. Like, he's a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah.
Muay Thai is good.
So, and he's gonna put the pressure on him. So I feel like he might catch him with the liver kick though, because I watched Pettis throw that liver kick good, and he nailed some people with that shit when they're coming in. So. It's been a while for Ferguson too. He's been out for a while.
I mean, yeah, I feel like
and Pettis has been doing okay at 155.
yeah, okay, but not like phenomenal. Where it's
No.
like everybody's like, damn, have you seen the new the latest
Pettis fight?
he's
Oh,
doing, yeah,
I
he's
mean,
doing good.
Not
how
since
early is
he-
he in his career, though? I mean, he's got time probably.
no, he
He's
does.
been
He
fighting
does.
for a minute.
Yeah, he's still he's almost 30. I think he's 30 something. Maybe he's like you see a lot of guys at their prime and they're like late in their mid 30s. Like 35 is like
Pettis
It's
it.
like
is
the NBA.
31.
Like,
Yeah.
But a lot
So
of people start.
their peak strength is like 35. Yeah. Like I think that's what it is. Like a lot of people's peak physical abilities are at 35.
John
And then
Jones, who came in like 20 or what was it, 20?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
young.
It's just all
That-
bones, man.
That was just
Johnny the Bones
Early,
Jones.
bro.
He was skinny as
Yeah,
shit.
skinny as fuck, man.
Yeah, and fast.
shit, not
If
no more.
you watching
Yeah.
him do that thing, I know, man. Okay, so you got Ferguson.
Yeah, I got Ferguson.
Yeah, same here. Okay, and the last one could be
McGregor.
you going McGregor.
go home, Chris.
McGuffin. McMuffin.
I'm not going with no McGuffin.
McGregor.
Khabib all day.
I'm 75%
Khabib.
Khabib.
I already know that one. Me and anybody else who's going with Khabib is going to be terribly wrong because it's going to be some old Dana White fucking loves McGregor shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's getting real close to being the WWE. This motherfucker hasn't fought in like 2 years. He's gonna come back. Oh my gosh, he won! And everybody's gonna be like, oh, I want Conor McGregor in my house making waffles.
I don't know about that. So you're going McGregor?
Yeah.
You're going
I'm
Khabib.
going Khabib. I want Khabib to win.
I want Khabib to win. Let's get this straight. I want Khabib to win.
I'm not.
right?
I'm not putting any kind of
So
money
he's
on
saying,
shit. I want
Which
Khabib
Mick
to
do
win.
you want?
But I'm let me change that up. I'm like 65% Khabib and 35 McGregor.
That's kind of where I'm sitting. Only just because I was just looking on Reddit and everybody seems to agree that like Khabib should win, but there's probably gonna be some old fucking bullshit.
I'm actually going 60-40.
He catches a left and goes down.
No, it's just everybody's talking about how Dana White and Conor McGregor are just like besties now. And
I'll
like
be
how,
I'll be his best friend too if you're making me that much money. What do you mean? Man is bringing in fucking millions for this dude.
No, but honestly, that's only a scenario that if it goes to a decision, which this fight should not go to decision. I just don't see that being one of the outcomes.
no.
If it goes to a decision, it's going to Khabib.
I mean, I really want to agree with what I said earlier, which is Conor McGregor hasn't fought in 2 years, and it should be a really easy win for Khabib.
I don't. Here's that's the thing. I don't think.
that.
I don't think if it goes to decision, it goes to Khabib because the only reason it would make it to the decision is because of Khabib. If McGregor doesn't take out Khabib, he's going down. That's just it. And if McGregor hits Khabib, then it's over. So it's not going to decision if McGregor wins.
Yeah.
But he's not winning a decision against Khabib.
Now, how crazy would it be if McGregor pulls off like a rear naked choke or an arm bar or some shit? Everyone's like, what the fuck? Just...
I'll be like, when did you learn that?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll go straight home.
He's like, I've been trading with Nate
I will go
Diaz.
straight home. I'll leave all my shit here, and I'm gonna go straight home. Just walking out.
That's the thing. Like everybody who's ever trained with Khabib, like even welterweights and heavyweights, and like everybody else say he's fucking. It's like nobody else. It's like not
Like
wrestling.
he's a
anymore.
heavyweight.
Yeah, it's like impossible. Like, so I mean, I don't think.
They're Russians, man.
Yeah.
Didn't Conor McGregor switch weight classes like 1 or 2 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Like-
145 to 155, and then 145 then
Shouldn't that have
169.
some kind of effect on his ass?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he got his
Like
that
so
first
this,
ass
that,
whooping
that
by
makes
Nate
it that
Diaz.
makes
No,
it
no,
that
no. He
makes
was
it more Khabib's.
170 when he fought.
That makes it more of a chance for Khabib to win then. Because he had to make weight for Tito Ortiz. He had to make weight for fucking
Tito
Mayweather.
Ortiz.
No,
Or
no,
not Tito
different.
Ortiz.
Holy
I'm sorry,
shit.
Nate Diaz. And then
Twice.
sorry, I just did that Artois.
But
But
that's never his like peak performance. Like
Yeah.
I mean, he was exceptional at 145, probably optimal at 155 now.
Yeah, that's probably where his best.
I'm saying you
win
can
is.
only switch weight classes so much before that shit takes a toll on your ass. Like,
Yeah,
he's
well,
done
your
it a couple
body-
few times. Like,
The more you cut weight, the more your body rejects it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's harder every fucking time you do it. It doesn't get easier. Your process. If you're using the same process, and now they don't have IVs anymore. You can't fucking use IVs to rehydrate. You have to fucking do it the old way by drinking water and Gatorade and shit.
Gatorade.
You sip that shit because when you
You gotta throw
dehydrate
that
it.
shit up.
Yep.
bruh!
Cup at a time, little lid at a time or something, till you're good to go, and then you start taking swigs, and then you can be like,
I always try to take that advice, but then like after like the first 2 like sips, I'm like glug, 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 glug. And I always make the mistake of eating fruit beforehand, so it's always like I shotgun whatever fruit that I had.
well, I
Shit.
guess we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
hold on, I got one more question.
One more question.
Colby Covington, Tyron Woodley.
Woodley massacre.
Yeah.
How bad does everybody want to see that guy
Yeah.
get fucking beat?
Yeah, he needs to just get
I
beat.
can't stand that
Super
Colby
boy.
Covington.
But he just wants to get beat. He wants that red panty night.
that red pant in there. Yeah, that's true. All right, I suppose we should wrap this up.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming by, Terrance.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
thanks. Thanks for showing up late.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just woke up.
Hopefully you'll be on
I
time
told
tomorrow.
you, I called it. He was sleeping.
All right, well, tomorrow.
Tomorrow we got Burrich.
Yep.
It proves to be a good podcast, and then
So-
we're gonna be hanging out and watching the fights, and we'll probably be talking about that in the podcast after that. So don't expect any UFC talk in the next
Wait,
podcast.
we're doing a
because-
podcast after the fights? The fights are probably going to be over at midnight.
No,
or
I mean not
later.
after the fights, but like
But
the day
before.
after.
The day after.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we shouldn't talk any UFC shit tomorrow because this
Why would we?
podcast will be up tomorrow.
Why would we?
Know what
We're,
I
gonna-
mean?
we're talking
So-
about
Yeah.
games and shit tomorrow.
Yeah.
And whatever else comes up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Does anybody want this Stella Artois?
I still got mine right here.